Good morning. Welcome to Saturday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum with some words of wisdom to start your day off well, give you some things to think about and talk about, and move our world forward a bit here. So, lots to talk about today. But let us start, as always, with some tapping and some breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Another nice deep breath. In through the nose, hold at the top, and out through the mouth. Just settling into right here, right now, enjoying this moment. So let's just take a moment to run through our senses and really get a grounded feeling for where we are and what we appreciate around us. So let us start with our sense of smell. What do you smell? Inhale. Exhale. Good morning, Barb. We're running through our senses. So first thing I smell is I've got some peach iced tea sitting here and I can smell the peach. What do you smell when you use your nose? What do you hear? You might just hear me. You might hear silence when I'm quiet. Oh, I hear a little bit of traffic, not very much. And I hear the ringing in my ears that I view as a sign that I'm connecting up. So, what about touch? What do you notice when you feel? I'm feeling the lotion that I just put on my hands. Apple and almond. That kind of adds to the peach smell from the tea. What about your sense of taste? I still have the peach taste from the tea and a little bit of toothpaste. And last but not least, what do you see? First thing I notice is the angels on the shelf. Second thing I notice is the believe. So my favorite word ever, believe. Good morning, good morning. There's Abigail. Good morning. Glad you are here. Welcome. People starting to roll in. We'll get our practical rebels all lined up here. We have a very nice card for today and some other things to talk about, including our 21 days of invoking divine right timing and divine right order. But first, I want to tell all of you about, if you're in my area, Appleton, Wisconsin, and maybe this is true other places also, I don't know, but the next several weekends, the American Association of University Women is having their annual book sale, and I went last night. What fun! What fun! So I rounded out my collection of Janet Ivanovich's. I think I'm only short 2 at this moment. So that was fun. I bought my dad a bunch of joke books. Good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. One of our favorite practical rebels. Got him a bunch of joke books to help get him through the winter. And everything's like $2. So all these beautiful hardcover books are like $2. And one of the women who runs it, Lori McCullough, said that someone in town had passed away and left their curated stash of books they were donated to AAUW, and she said there were some amazing books in there. So I didn't have much time, but I looked around. I had a box full when I left, and for $30, everything was like $2. There were a couple that I think were even $1. So it was an amazing haul. So if you want to find it in the next little while and round out your own library, it's out at Fox River Mall in Appleton. Main entrance just to the right where the old Ulta store used to be. And they have amazing things. So go and have some fun. It was very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. So now checking in on our 21 days of invoking divine right timing and divine right order. Hello, Beth. Glad you are here. Welcome. How are you all doing on that? Divine right timing and divine right order, which fits beautifully with today's card. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. Glad you're here. How are things in Texas? Things got a little steamy here yesterday. We were quite warm. 77, I think, I saw on my way back from Madison. Yeah, it was warm. Today, I guess, is supposed to be somewhat warm as well. Very odd weather for this point in October, but oh well. Makes my plants last a little bit longer. And I just received a plethora of beautiful plants. My sister attended and participates in a fundraiser walk for a group called Czar's Promise, which provides funding for treating dogs who have cancer. So she managed to score a whole van load of the flowers that they decorated with. So I have these amazing things. Oh, there we go. Yes. Haul in divine right timing and divine right order. Breathe and allow. Be at one with that energy. And it will be amazing guidance. Amazing guidance. Sending good energy your way. Yes. So, today, for our call and response part of repeating our 4 mantras for the 21 days, I'm going to go backwards. Instead of starting with the first one, I'm going to start with the last one. Just give your brain a little novelty, and maybe that will help weld them into our brains a little more fully. So, repeat after me out loud, please. Moving through the world, open to constant help, gets easier and easier with practice. The perfect steps are already picked, and I am guided to them. I'm open to all signs and messages. And the fearless leader, today the divine will show me the way. So just notice, let me place a hand on your heart, and just notice. What do you notice having said those, having repeated those out loud? To me, they're very grounding. They anchor me well on Mother Earth. And repeat, 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 repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. The more we keep that in our mind, again, as I was driving down to Madison yesterday, I was attempting to pull them all from memory. And even though some of the words got modified a bit, it's still a very centering, peaceful thought that I will be guided. I will be guided. I don't have to forge my way through the rest of my life by myself. This isn't a one-man show. We get the guidance, and we can link arms with others and have support. And we can reach out to others when we're struggling and have support. So, our card deck for today, let's take a nice deep breath in. Let it go. Is Tosha Silver's The Wild Offering Oracle deck. And the artwork on these is so pretty. It's by Katie Daisy, the artwork. Contentment. Contentment. And one of the things that comes up for me with the word contentment is one of the statements from Psych K when you're balancing. I am content and blessed to be me. So I'd like you to repeat that out loud. I am content and blessed to be me. Doesn't that put a whole different perspective on you-ness? So, show you Ganesh, the overcomer of obstacles, on the back of every one of these cards. Gotta love it. All right, contentment. Let's see what we get. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly, you remember, I'm right here, resting in God. So, spirit, universe, all of the support that's out there, ancestors, angels, guides, however you want to frame it, friends, who's walking the path with you on Mother Earth, Who are you allowing in? Let's put it that way. Because again, as Americans, we have this weird obsession with going it alone. We romanticize the Lone Ranger. But even the Lone Ranger had a horse and Tonto. So there you are. We don't need to do things alone. And the other piece of contentment is, what does it focus on? Being, not doing. Being. Who am I? Right here, right now. And notice, if you were to describe yourself to others, how many of the words you would pick have to do with doing? Well, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I'm a Catholic, I'm a, whatever. It's all descriptions of things you do, right? In some ways, some of those are things you are as well. Who am I at my core? Who am I really? What's my being about, right? And the more right now we can move into that beingness, that doesn't mean we aren't doing things as well. But when the doing stems from the being, amazing things can happen, right? If we're doing things out of obligation, if we're doing things because we think we should, if we're doing things because someone else has the expectation that we will, that is not the same thing as making our choices for doing out of who we are as a person. Like today is the No Kings movement, pretty much all the way across the United States, right? And people have been sending me their poster pictures so that I have a sense of, how are people coming at this? I talked to someone a couple of days ago where we were working on her shifting her languaging. Instead of what she didn't want, no kings, what did she want? And the movement is what the movement is. But that doesn't mean she as a human being can't be focused on, what do we want instead? What is this democracy? How was it articulated 250 years ago, right? And again, content with who we are right now. Because when we come from that place of contentment, then when something stands out as not fitting, not healthy, not whatever words you want to put to it, then you can figure out, what is it that I really want instead? So let me just give you a silly example. If I'm living in a very noisy environment, let's say someone's got the TV on, someone else has the radio on, some other people are talking really loudly and laughing, or maybe they're having a little bit of a disagreement, that cacophony of noise, for me, that would not fit. That would not fit. I like my peace and quiet. At most, I like some quiet music in the background. So that wouldn't be a fit. Then I have choices. What do I want to do? Well, I'm going to go for a drive, or I'm going to go sit in the park, or I'm going to ask them, could we tone it down a little bit? There's opportunity there for adjusting things to suit what works for me better. Sometimes it's, I need to leave. Have fun with your noise. I'm leaving. So, contentment. Let me read it again. Let's take a breath. Let it go. Contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. I still remember the incident that led me to take a look at American consumerism. This was many, many years ago, and it was one of those discount malls where all the big name stores, Coach and whatever. Good morning, Carol, and welcome. Glad you're here. Have their little outlet stores. And there was this little bitty sports car parked in front of, I don't know if it was a Pottery Barn or one of those kinds of outlets. It was home decor. sorts of things. Kitchenwares, blah, blah. And the little trunk on this little car was popped, and there were 2 big boxes sitting there that really weren't going to fit, but nonetheless. So we were actually going in that store just to look around, and at the desk, at the checkout, was a man and a woman dressed to the nines, fur coat, the rings, the whole enchilada. And they were buying a set of dishes. That's what the 2 boxes were in the car. And they still had 1 more box sitting there, or out of the car because they weren't fitting. And the clerk was ringing up this order. It took these people 3 credit cards, maxing out 3 credit cards to pay for these dishes. And I was like, wow. And I wonder how many other credit cards are in that wallet that are maxed out as well. And I'm like, ain't no set of dishes I need that badly that I'm willing to max out 3 more credit cards. Holy buckets. But it was eye-opening. It's like, are these dishes really going to make them that much happier? All it said was it's going to create a bunch of stress trying to get these dishes home because they aren't fitting in your vehicle. And then the bills show up. And then you have to try to figure out how you're going to pay. And what do? People in that circumstance tend to pay the minimum on those credit cards over and over and over again. And by the time those dishes get paid off, they were probably 4 times as expensive as the discount they were at the outlet mall. Made no sense to me. But it was an interesting observation and really did foster some contentment because I could think back over my own life and the things that I bought that I thought were going to make me happy. And they didn't. You know, you get that little blip of interest or excitement when you first acquire something, and then it's like, meh. So, yeah. Contentment. May we all feel contented today. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, maybe just being, that would be wise. May we all feel contentment today. One more nice deep breath in. And out. Have an awesome Saturday. I'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.